But this one is fun, and there's subliminal messages in it too.
There is?
Yeah, which
Let me see.
I don't want to see on camera.
Worship Satan. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's right. You have to play it backwards.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Tiki Mugs with Ray, and today I am in Vancouver, BC, with my good friend Brian, and we've known each other for several years now.
Far too long.
Far too long. Yeah, it's been far too long since we've known. I mean, like, and the thing is, like, if anyone knows anything about Brian and your wife Bernie, is the penguin.
Oh yeah, I should have brought the penguin.
You should have brought the penguin. Oh. There is a video where we talk about the penguin, but so, you know, you're known for your penguin, you're known for your traveling. And a couple months ago, I did a video with Nohona Tiki. And she's a mug maker out of SeaTac, Washington, which is kind of like 20 minutes like below me. And I'm asking her, like, well, you know, what got you inspired to make tiki mugs? And she's like, Brian Verch. And I'm like, oh, you mean like you're inspired because of his massive tiki mug collection? And he has a lot of nice ones. So she's like, no, he makes tiki mugs. I'm like,
what?
I mean, like I'm checking, like the Brian Verch, like this guy, the guy with the goatee and the penguin, that Brian Verch. She's like, yeah, he's making mugs. I'm like, I didn't know this. And then it's like, well, I guess that's how things go. It's you know, thanks to the pandemic, this is the first time I've been up in Vancouver since at the beginning of 2020. So I guess a lot has changed.
That's for sure.
Yeah. So Brian, and we're not in a tiki bar. Well, I guess we are in a tiki bar, but we're in a tiki bar in Brian's studio. I know you love tiki mugs.
Yeah. So before the pandemic shut the world down, I decided I wanted to make a T-Rex mug. So I just wanted a T-Rex mug. Yeah. So I started the sculpt many years before that, actually. So I've been working on that T-Rex sculpt for, well, it was about 2 years, actually, just off and on, more off than on. Yeah. And then finally finished it. I'm going to make a mold, and then we had the monster heat wave, and our apartment got up to inside 39 Celsius. So whatever that is.
That melted, like,
it was starting to melt. So it's like, I can't make the mold because my sculpt is melting. So it lived in the fridge for about 6 weeks until the heat wave was over.
Bernie's like, are you gonna get this mug out of this? I need milk. I need room for the milk.
She'd open the fridge
every morning.
Yeah. So finally, it cooled down enough so I could make the mold. So that was one of the first things I did. Actually, because it 2 years making that stupid sculpt, I thought, if I destroy this sculpt, I'll lose my mind in the mold making process. So I made this little guy first as a little test.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and it's based on the Bosco carving. So it's not an owl. Everybody thinks it's an owl or an octopus.
Oh, no. Let me see this.
Yeah. So it's like that, right? Bosco's kind of...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, what would that look like in 3 dimensions? So that was the first thing I did, which I love this thing because it holds about 11 ounces, which, you know, is kind of perfect for a Navy grog.
Everything's based around the Navy grog.
Yes.
We're drinking Navy grogs right now. The last time I filmed at your house, I had many Navy grogs. Now, did you have any prior ceramic experience in carving or any of this stuff?
No. Well, yes and no.
Yes
no experience in carving, sculpting. I take forever at it.
Yeah.
It's not what I think I'm good at. Well, it just takes me a long time. But I did have experience with ceramic stuff because my mom, back in the 70s and 80s, had a huge ceramic business. Started out as like a hobby. But then it turned into a big thing. So we ended up having... Her stuff was sold all across Canada at the Bay, which is like the big department store of Canada. So it sold all across Canada at the Bay, and also weirdly in Germany, widely in Australia.
Really?
So for years, we had 3 kilns going pretty much full-time, 24/7 in our basement. So I was kind of like kid labor, cleaning and seaming these things and whatnot, right? So every once in a while, something shows up on Etsy or eBay that my mom made under Verch Canada. So look for that. Look on the bottom. Verch Canada.
Like I'm going to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every once in a while someone messages me, is this you? It's like, well, yes, sort of. It's my mom, really. So when the pandemic came along, I thought, okay, well, time to finally do this. You make it or don't make it.
Yeah.
So it worked out great. And a friend of mine, Monique, who I have a kiln. Well, I get to use her kiln, which is just down the street here.
Yeah.
So she said she's going to Montreal for 3 months, whatever, last spring. So she said to me, do you know anybody that wants to use my studio? Well, I'm like, yeah, me.
Yeah.
So I was able to do everything there, fire stuff there, which is great.
Yeah, so the firing doesn't happen here.
No.
This is where the creating happens.
Yeah, this is where the magic happens.
This is where the magic happens. And the interesting thing about, we're in a hotel, and you're like, when I was pulling into the driveway, I'm like, you're like, yeah, come on over to the studio. And I'm pulling into a hotel, I'm like, and it's all like painted up fancy and stuff like that. I'm like, and then I saw that there's literally nothing in like where the office would be. I'm like, yeah, I guess this is all. So what's the name of this place? And
this is
what is this?
Yeah, this is what used to be the City Center Motel. So we're right on Main Street.
Yeah.
And this was, well, it was a really good motel back in the day.
Yeah.
It's a classic thing from the 40s, 50s, whatever. But it's slated for demolition.
Oh,
so yeah, which sucks. But the good thing is, we have the space to use for at least 2, perhaps up to 5 years, depending on how long the permit process takes.
Yeah.
And then we'll get the boot. But in the interim, we get to be here. There's 79 units here, and they're all cool artist people doing cool stuff.
Yeah, and half of your studio is the Tiki Bar, which you already come in, and it's funny. It's like one thing I thought was funny is you have your shelves over here for all your supplies, and you've wood burned them, all of them.
Of course, can't have bare pine.
So if you ever had to do like a resume, and it's like activities, fun things to do, burning wood.
That's right.
You finally made the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah. So I finally made this guy. Ended up making from the one mold, which turned out to be a 7-piece mold.
7-piece mold.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on the bottom. So it worked out great.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Great job, Brian.
From the one mold, I made about 100 and probably close to 110 from the one mold, which is amazing. So I was always talking to Henrik, who's been fantastic help with all his videos and whatnot. So I watched those religiously, and he's been awesome. Like send him a message and like, how did you do this? How did you do that?
Yeah.
So
that's how you hold it, right? That's how you should.
Sure.
Hold it.
Yeah.
How many Navy Groks can you fit in this?
It holds about 20 ounces, so good 3.5. 4.
So one of these will get 3 Navy Groks. That's an important measurement when you're like, well, I wonder how many Navy Groks I can fit into it. And you've done different glazes for this too.
Yeah, there's a gold one, and one looks like silver, like a Terminator, blue, white moon. I made one for Jason Alexander to look like the Gwar T-Rex that shows up. So that was the very last one I made was for him. 'Cause the mold's pretty much done now, so I have to make a new mold. But I figured I could get maybe 20 out of it.
Yeah.
Because Henrik only does like 20, 25 tops or something like that out of a mold. And I thought, well, my mold will fall apart by then.
Yeah.
Then I talked to John Mulder.
Yeah.
He's been fantastic as well for help and tips. He's like, oh, you can get 75 out of that easy.
Oh, shit.
So I thought, well, we'll just keep going until now the mold's really done. It takes too long to seam it because the mold starts to deteriorate and you lose the detail.
Are you working on anything new or got any ideas going?
I did these guys. I did these guys for
Whoa.
Shameful Tiki's anniversary. Now, the mold and the sculpt was done by Danny Gallardo, so
Yeah.
recognize the styles. Danny had this hanging around for years on end, wanted to make it, but he never got around to making it, so Danny shipped up the mold to me and the sculpt. So I made an extra mold. So I did the anniversary mugs for Toronto, Shameful, and Vancouver, Shameful last year.
That's Cook Island, right? Is that right? Is that the Tiki?
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
God damn.
But that holds like 28 ounces, which is ridiculous.
One and done.
Yeah, this was expensive to make. So it's a lot of slip. And it's
What slip?
the liquid clay, basically.
Oh, okay.
For these things. A bucket used to be $95. Now it's $145.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And hard to get. It takes about 4 months for a bucket to come in. So that's crazy.
Damn.
So I did those. Then I just did the coconuts for Toronto's anniversary.
They're still in progress.
Yeah, these guys are. They're all sold in Toronto now, so they're all gone.
And then I'm looking over here.
Oh yeah,
and
those
you see
blocks. Yeah.
Can you grab one of those?
Yeah, I can. slide back. Yeah, so this is based on Shag's wall.
Shag's wall.
Shag's wall. Josh Agel, the artist known as Shag, his Palm Springs wall.
A lot of people know about Pink Floyd's wall, but a lot of people don't realize that that Josh Agel, aka Shag, had his own wall.
Yes.
And this is what it looks like.
It looks just like that.
It's a lot more stylistic than the Pink Floyd's wall. So we mean Shag's wall?
Yeah. So in his art gallery,
in the art gallery in Palm Springs. Okay.
One of the walls is this, like these orange blocks with the behind it.
Okay. Cool.
And I've been staring at that wall for 5-6 years every time I go to Palm Springs. And I love that wall. I actually recreated the wall in our bedroom.
So what you're saying, Brian, is you went to the art gallery at Shag's, and you're looking at that wall, and you're like, how can I drink Navy grogs out of that wall?
Yeah, most people want to take pictures of his artwork or something. I take a picture of his wall.
You take a picture. You're showing it to Bernie. And you're like, oh my God, Martin, look at this! Look at his wall. Look how awesome it is. If I can make that into a mug, I can drink Navy grogs out of it.
That's exactly what happened.
And it's big too.
Yeah, it holds about 20 ounces.
I noticed that. So the name Nohona Tiki. So essentially, is that you then?
That's my Instagram page.
Nohona Tiki.
Yeah, Nohona is Hawaiian for way of life.
Way of life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, tell me about it. If anyone wants to get in touch with you to get one, well, first of all, is anything available at this point, or are they all sold out for now?
There's a couple of these little guys that are green and like jade looking.
Yeah.
So those are available. I think I could probably let that one green jade dino go.
Yeah.
There's a couple of these blocks over there, which I have to reach out to the people that expressed interest.
Yeah.
But they might be available. Or I could be persuaded to make maybe one more. I really don't want to because it takes so long.
Hey, well, charge more money.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's what you do. So what I would like to do is if you can, I'd like to if you can give a little tour of your place.
Yeah.
To see how the sausage is made. And, then the cool thing is we can actually see some of the other glazes of some of these mugs that you have. Mm-hmm. Because I'm looking over there, and there's some of the T-Rexes over there, and they're different colors, and the little guys over there, and yeah, let's take a little tour of this place.
Sure. Well, this is the studio space. Very exciting. The back half over here, back quarter, whatever. I turned this into a tiki bar because every studio needs a tiki bar, right? I did these guys, little cats and that little face over there. So made those guys for the space. Over there's the mugs I've done, all sample glazes and whatnot, testing. These I made for mic stand covers for the band. So each one is made to fit different mic stands for the band members. Over here we've got the sculpts for the various mugs. Shameful Tiki Coconut. Dinos back there. That's a work in progress. The block, the little guy, the little Bosco kind of guy. That's a sculpt from Danny Gallardo. And all the glazes, tools, mugs sitting up there. And stuff in progress, which I can't talk about. But it doesn't look like anything yet, so that's okay. So yeah, do the sculpt on here. This is a scissor lift, which is fantastic. So you can raise up and down to whatever level you want to work at. So use that for sculpting and for cleaning the sculpt when that comes out, or the cast rather. And this, obviously, potter's wheel, just to be able to spin it around, turn it around. So one thing I found, having the right tools sure makes life a lot easier. So it's worth spending the few extra dollars to get something quality and good. Over here, some of the dinos I made. These are all one-offs. I had to try a gold one. Some guy wanted a gold one, so I thought I'll try a gold one. So that came out pretty cool. There's a mirror glaze one, which I terminate to like. I love orange, so of course I had to make an orange one for myself. Yeah. This bronzy one came out quite nice as well. I've done two. They're back at home where I cut out the eye sockets, so they're one-offs, and they were a pain in the ass to do because this may break or crack when you're carving it out. But they look great. So I'm going to do one more of those, and that's it for the dino mold. That's the dino mold there. That's the that block mug. Down here are the molds for those tall guys, which I'm going to destroy at some point. That's the one from Danny Gallardo. That's the one I made. So those will get destroyed because I'm not making any more of those because limited edition, all that kind of thing.
Why destroy?
Oh, just so there can't be any more, so people know, like, there was 60 made of that tall guy. So that's it. That's all that will exist. So.
Crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about it, I think. That's the studio. And the orange door. Because Palm Springs.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian. Thank you very much for showing me and my viewers a little tour of your studio.
Of course.
You have a name for your studio? No, just
Bob?
studio.
No, the studio.
Well, the cool thing is if this whole mug making thing doesn't work out, you already have a tiki bar here.
Yeah.
I just love that it's already more of a tiki bar than like some places that I've been to. And again, if anyone wants to get a hold of you, Brian, what's the best way for them to do that?
Either if you know me on Facebook, shoot me a message that way on Messenger, or Instagram, Nohona Tiki.
Nohona Tiki.
Yeah, shoot me a message there.
Okay. Well, Brian, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Let's finish these Navy cars.
Cheers.
A certain way or something like that. It's like this way I'm not promoting any tiki bar.
That's right.
And then this way I'm promoting Holly Paley.
Yeah, there you go.
So if I was mad at Holly Paley, I'd just be getting my support now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that you haven't made the penguin mug.
Oh, I get a message like almost every day.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Every time I post a mug thing, like, are you making a penguin mug?
There's going to be people that are
Where's the penguin mug?
There's going to be people that are going to be like, what does a penguin have to do with tiki? And the funny thing is like, then for some reason, there's a lot of people that somehow associate, because people down in America, they're like ignorant, like when it comes to Canada. And so then they're like, oh yeah, I guess there's penguins up in Canada,
Yeah, that's right. Where can I see a penguin?
Yeah, and it's like, no.
The zoo?
It's like, what does that have to do with Canada?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with anything? It's like, long story. Watch
that's
the
right.
video on the back. Watch that video.
Yeah, that's right. The Great White North up here.
Yeah.
Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Oh, it's always snowing up here. It's like winter wonderland. So thanks for coming out from your igloo.
Yeah. I had to wake up the Huskies.
Yeah, to wake up the Huskies to come over.